All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first ever coverage of the Outlawed Modified Series powered by the Bootleg Racing League here live on Off Camber TV. We are live at the Five Flag Speedway, the half mile tucked in here, the home of the Snowball Derby, as a lot of people have affectionately know this track as. We're here for, like I said, the Outlaw Modified Series. These SK Modifieds out here for 100 laps of door-to-door, bumper-to-bumper racing, getting ready to hit the grid here in just a couple of minutes. Looking at our practice times here, Brian Finn on top of the leaderboard in that number 23 machine with a 15.787. Mike Holloway, Todd Liston, J.R. Shepard, and Charles Lahr, your top five so far. Not a lot of competitors out here tonight, only looking at about 13, 14 drivers to try and conquer this track here at the Five Flag Speedway. Joining me tonight in the booth for our debut for this series here on our YouTube channel is going to be Dylan Ackard. How are you doing tonight, bud?
Oh, Wes, this is going to be interesting. Tonight's going to get a very interesting night seeing these modifieds. I know us at OCTV has been doing a lot of the dirt side, but these SK modifieds, they're going to put on a good show, I think. You know, right now we're sitting at 14 drivers. I don't see anyone else joining the server, so we should be all good on that. But we are going to go to qualifying here. It's just a little under a minute, but these SKs, like, you know, for being an old-time member and from being from this Northeast, you know, you kind of see these things come around. So it's kind of interesting watching them here on iRacing. Really kind of don't follow them much when on iRacing, but they're actually a very popular class of car on here. So it's definitely interesting to see what goes on, how the track changes. I believe this last build on week 13, I believe 2, if not 3 weeks back, they did a lot of drivers call overhauls on this car and changed a lot of the physics and the data of this car. And so a lot of these drivers this is their first long distance race in this modified and coming here to the Chili Bowl. It's a very dark going into some of these corners, not a lot of reflection from the lights from the front straightaway to the back straightaway. So keep that in mind, but tonight's definitely going to be a very interesting race, and should be a very fast race too. So make sure you don't blink.
Yep, 100 laps going to go by very quick. 15, 16-second laps by these competitors out here in these SK Modifieds. Getting ready to go to the grid. Practice is over. They've been racing a long time today. They run a couple of races before we come to the ultimate race on the night. Grid is set by an invert of the top 10 finishing positions from the previous race. So whoever wins tonight going to start from 10th next week. The rest of the field set by finishing order and then I rating. And this is an invitation-only series. You have to get through the limited late models and the street stock series if you want to get up to these Outlaw Modifieds. Cars on the grid right now. Going to let a couple more of them load into the front stretch here at Five Flags. Then we'll give you a rundown of your starting grid for tonight's 100-lap feature race. You have the 87 of Todd Liston on the pole here tonight. To his outside in row number 1, going to be the 69 of John Holcomb. Mike Allen in a 59 machine going to roll out of position number 3. And the 5 car of Lowell Jewell going to start out of position number 4. Rounding out your top 5 to the inside of row number 3 to 31. Sunny D machine of Mike Holloway. Donnie Moore in the 26 going to start to his outside in row number 3. You have J.R. Shepard, last season's champion in all 3 of the series that they run here at the Bootleg Racing League. So big congrats out to J.R. Shepard there. And to his outside in row number 4, the 14 machine of Kenny Kibbe. I apologize in advance. The 17 of Ben Izinga going to start in position number 9, and Brian Den, the 23 machine, rounds out our top 10. The outside of row number 6 going to be the 4 of Charles Lahr, Jay Harned, in the 44 out of position number 12. 13th going to be the 00 of Matt Chinosky, and Kurt Smith, the 6 car, going to round out our field here. Actually, I don't believe he is in here. He did not make the grid. Oh, there he is. He's right behind that 44 car. So green flag about to wave here. Leader has command of the field as soon as that pace car leaves the racing surface. Let's see what Liston does here for the first time in season number 3 of the 2018 calendar year. We are green flag racing here in the Outlaw Modified Series.
Going 2x2 all the way back. Right now, it does not look like any lane is going to be the dominant lane, but we got 2 wide action for the lead as well for second. But right now, it looks like I want to say the 59 of Mike went around, maybe hit the wall in the inside, but not a lot of movement going on. Some of these drivers got stuck on that top side, just like that 26 more, but he's kind of stuck up there with that number 5, trying to get his bottom lane, kind of go single file, let the heat build up on the bottom of the track, but not working well for them. But talk about leading the field. Look at Todd already with a little over a half second gap from second place.
Yeah, Todd Liston pulling away right now. John Holcomb in his tire tracks as they hit the start-finish line to complete lap number 3. Mike Allen now on the bottom of the racetrack in front of that 31 of Mike Holloway. And we are pretty much single file all the way back to 6th position, but Lowell in that 5, in the 26 of Donnie Moore, still side by side, battling back here for 7th, a little bit in front of them. You have last season's champion, the 98, passing Mike Allen to the inside for that 4th position. And here comes the 14 of Kenny Kibbe. He gets his way into the top 5 for the first time tonight after starting in the 8th position.
Looking a little bit farther back, we're still that number 5 of Lois is having a very difficult time trying to get that bottom lane. Not a lot of heat being built up in that top lane, so kind of very dominant lane right now. But I believe everyone now is back single file, pretty much just riding it out. We do have 94 laps to go, but I'm looking back up front here. But look at JR. He's around. He's making another pass on that bottom lane, and that's with the number 69 of John as he makes a pass.
Yeah, Holcomb was sitting there riding in second for the beginning of this race. Holloway got to the inside of him. Holloway's got a very fast machine. The 98 and the 14 now have cleared the 69. Caution comes out behind us. Looks like Kurt Smith in the 6 car is turned around out of turn number 4. Going to go back and see what happened to him. It just looks like the 44 of Jay Harned. He moved up the racetrack a little bit. The 6 trying to cut down, get a good exit out of the corner. And unfortunately, 2 cars cannot occupy the same space at the same time. The 6 goes around, and our first caution flies here at 5 Flags.
8 laps of green flag racing, and we can see how tonight's going to go. It's going to be that very bottom side racetrack. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see if Kurt Smith can go around and take that fast repair, which I believe these drivers have. I believe in my notes here. Go around and get that thing fixed.
Yeah, 1 fast repair available. He just has to make sure that he doesn't take any tires. If that car goes up on the jacks, he will be parked for the rest of the race. If he tries to come back out onto the racetrack, he will be suspended for the next race. Trying to keep it as true to form as we possibly can here on the iRacing service with these modifieds. There's still a lot of racing left to go. Todd Liston so far, the only leader we've had. Restarts will be double file again. And so far, we've seen a lot of action towards the mid-pack area of the field. But as soon as you give up that bottom lane, you know, you just seem to pull a parachute out of the trunk and just fall all the way back. We see the 5 car, a big indication of that, from 4th on the grid all the way back to 10th, and being in 4th, he started on the outside of row number 2, so all the way back into the 10th position out of 14 cars. Not what that 5 car wanted here to start off the season, I can guarantee you that. But J.R. Shepard up from 7th to 3rd. You got Kenny Kibbe from 8th to 4th. They've been following in each other's tire tracks all night long. Now they're going to start side by side in view of the leader and Mike Holloway, who started in 5th. Now on the outside of row number 1, pace car has the field lined up 2 by 2. Down the back straightaway they go. And that iRacing Mustang pace car going to head off of the racing surface. Liston has command of the field once again. And he's gone out of turn number 4. Green flag comes back out. He gets a good jump on the rest of the field at 31. Going to have enough time to get in the bottom lane. You got Shepard with the 14 of Kibbe to his outside. 98, the blue and white car, third in lane. Now, that bump coming out of turn 4, definitely going to be tricky for a couple of these drivers. As you can see, it upsets the car as they come out of turn 4. Now out of turn number 2, that 87, he's got a lot of company, and the battle for the race lead is about to ensue. That Sunny D machine, that 31 car, he's ready to see if he can get up there and lead a lap or 2 here.
He definitely has that. He definitely is a lot faster coming out of these corners. You see where he just gets that beautiful pull going out of it. But right now, Todd just has it all in his belt. But that's actually, you know, as of right now, we're only lap 16. You know, get that good position, but let's not worry about trying to get that position. You know, we got to do a lot of laps. But looking a little bit farther back, we saw what happened when you get stuck on the wrong lane. Look at the 14 of Kenny Cubby as he's just falling back and back and back. Can't get that inside clear to go around and stop as he gets right up in front of the 4 of Charles. But he had to get in that lane fast before he went back a little bit more. All right, now looking a little bit farther back. Only car that's doing battle is that number 5 of Lewis and that 23 of Brian. Oh, that's not 23. Can't see that number. I believe I want to say that's 59 of Mike Allen as Seagull makes that pass. And now
just missed a battle for the race lead up front. Liston all the way back to 3rd as Holloway makes his way to the inside out of turn number 4, takes over that race lead, brings J.R. Shepard with him. Now Shepard looking for a taste of this race lead as well. 31 out front, only the 2nd different leader here tonight. Liston back to that 3rd position. He's got Holcomb all over the back bumper of that 87 machine. The 31 car still out front. Got a little bit of side-by-side back behind him as well. Kibbe still stuck on the high side. Charles Lahr got underneath of him. And now the 17 of Ben, the bright green machine, all the way to the inside of that 14 as they come off of turn number 4 at the line. The 14 has a spot, but he's going to have to give it up here, as that high side is just not where you want to be here tonight.
That is, you know, that top side is just, you know, maybe if more guys went up on that top side to try to put some heat up in that top lane, maybe get these tires to work well, you know, he might be able to do something. But right now, there's just nothing up there. He's one of the only few drivers up there, and he's dropping like a rock. He's currently back in 11th, battling with the 23 O'Brien. But he's just going to fall back and back unless he goes on, he's very aggressive and takes that bottom lane and pushes his nose in there. But he's currently sitting in 11th, but going back up to the lead. The battle is there for that P1 position. 25 to go, but look at Mike and look at JR. JR went out and won last year championship, so we all know that he has the speed and he has the dominance that he can to get that. But right now, those two are pulling away from the field.
Yeah, Holloway just about had a mirror full of that 98 a couple of laps ago. 98 decided to hit that outside line, but to no avail. Now he's closing in as they go through 1 and 2 here, just past the quarter mark on this race. You got Liston and Holcomb back here doing a good battle for 3rd and 4th. Oh, we got a spinner back here. 26 is around in front of the field. Caution comes out. Everybody misses him. He had a little help from the 4, though, of Charles Lahr. And Donnie Moore going to go from 5th all the way to the back of the pack there here on lap 29. Second caution flies for the evening. And it just looks like the 4 just had such a good run through the center off, and the 26 he looked like he just about gave him the lane but decided at the last second, no, I want to be down there. And the 4 just could not react in time. The 17 got a little piece of it. Everybody else got around it, though. That 00, he was very close into getting into a piece of that action. I love that throwback paint scheme on that 00 as well, the old Hardy's car.
That was most definitely a very close call on a lot of those drivers. Good job on them. But you know, it's interests me that some of these moves that's been going on are kind of more like you see in a road race. You see those dive bombs coming in. You know, these drivers are taking these corners at very different angles and whatnot, and just getting those runs. You can see right there. And that last caution we had too before this, that was the same kind of incident too. You know, just 2 drivers, one went in on the corner differently, one came in a different way, and just the speed and tires. You know, all these drivers some of them have came down for pit stops to only fix the cars, but other than that, all these guys still have the same tires that they came out with. So, you know, it's very odd to see the 30-lap tires after 2 cautions on the same car without them being replaced. You know, with the official series the way they are and how racing is in general, you know, you really can't, you don't see it often, so it's interesting to watch and see what goes on, but all the drivers are still out on track, and I don't see anyone lap down yet.
Nope, not as we speak. But yeah, get used to not seeing him come down and get tires, because it is illegal. So Mike Holloway going to have command of the field. First time that we've seen a different leader take a restart here. We're going to see what he does, see if he tries to play the field a little bit. There's a little bit of bumping and banging between him and 3rd and 5th got into it as well. Green flag is out here on lap 33. The 98 all clear to get down into that bottom lane, retains that 2nd position. Now you have Liston and Holcomb back here fighting for that 3rd position. Liston, of course, on the bottom, has preferred lane around this racetrack. Now the 17 of Izinga going to get into the mix as well, as he's to the inside of that 69 coming out of turn number 2. 00, Shinoski looking to throw his hat into the ring as well, getting to the top 5 for the first time tonight. But he's not going to be able to do it. The 69 of Holcomb squeezes in there, retains that spot. A little bit of checking up on the bottom of the racetrack. It's going to prove very key here. Look at the 17 in the 87. Throwing them elbows up, trying to get there. 17 is going to peek to the inside. Liston going to take that outside lane. Try to get a good run off of turn number 2. Is not going to be able to do it. 17 of Izinga is at the door, and he's trying to get clear of him, but he just cannot do it. Liston fighting back hard on the high side.
Now this is actually really interesting. Watch that high side actually work for someone. That top side has not worked all night long, but it does look like he has lost that position. But he's still in that battling position. Even if he falls back one more spot, there's plenty of room to put his car in and regain it back. You know, he was leading most of this race at the very beginning, so definitely he can get back up there. But Dodd definitely needs to relax a little bit, get his head back in the game, and remember that only thing you gotta do is win the race and not worry about trying to fall back. Because once you fall back, it is a very, very tough game to get back to the front.
Yeah, there's the 23, Brian Den, trying to put his hat into the ring as well. He's to the inside of Liston now. The fall from grace has just been very overwhelming for that 87 car. Now back here trying to avoid going back to 6th, and going to have to try and squeeze in front of that 00 as well, as it looks like Shinoski is getting up there to the back bumper to 23. There goes Liston all the way back to the 7th position after leading the majority of the first half of this race. So big problems for that 87. The top 2 have pulled away by almost 2 seconds over 3rd position. Holloway and Shepard definitely in class of the field so far here tonight, coming through the field as well. Holloway started in 5th, Shepard in 7th. You got Ben Izinga from 9th position. So, I mean, a lot of these guys making their way through the field and putting on a good show in these modifies. The 00 actually, Shinoski, from 13th to 6th, up 7 positions already. And we're just shy of halfway here, starting lap number 44, just completing lap 43. We have just a couple of laps until that halfway mark hits. So a couple of guys who have really been suffering here this evening. The 59, Mike Allen, from 3rd back to 12th. There's a little gaggle of cars back here fighting for position behind a lot of our leaders. And Lowell Jewell in that 5 car just doesn't have the right stuff here tonight at 5 Flags. He's all the way from 4th to 14th. So tough break for a couple of guys, but a good break for a lot of the guys who started towards the back of the pack as well. Looking for battles on track. Pretty much everybody is single file until you get back here around the 26, 44, and 4 machine. Actually, the 4 just into the back of the 44 as they got into turn number 3. Harded able to keep that car underneath of him as he's getting a pretty good challenge from that 4 of Lar. So a lot of the guys back here definitely have their elbows up, throwing it in these turns and trying to get as much as they can out of these machines.
Well, most definitely, you know, tonight, I think a lot of these drivers, this is their first main race back after the update. Yes, we're on season 3, but also this is the first main race of the update. You know, the normal iRacing series is, I believe, only 30, if not 40 laps. So you don't really get that seat time, so you can kind of see how the tires go away and whatnot. So definitely, these guys are probably seeing a whole different side of this SK Modified than what they're used to. But I think right now you can definitely see who has been enjoying this update that has came out in two weeks ago, and that is most definitely Holloway and JR's.
Yep, just hit the halfway point here at 5 Flags. We have 50 laps to run. Mike Holloway, our leader, at the halfway point. J.R. Shepard, of course, we've said it multiple times this broadcast, last season's points winner in all 3 of the series. So he can get it done in any kind of car that you put him in on the short tracks. But, I mean, you know, Izinga, he's gained a couple of tenths. Like that time by, he actually lost about a tenth to our race leader. Holcomb and Den back here to 69 and 23. The 23's peeking to the inside of 69 for that 4th position. Backs off as they get into turn number 3. Going to live to fight another day because of that. And the 69 now still in that 4th position. The only guy who started in the top 5, sans Holloway, to keep that car in the top 5 here tonight.
Yeah, the tires are most definitely dissolving. You know, it's kind of, well, Wes, you know as much as, you know, a lot of us iRacers know, when you do the oval, you know, your main goal is, if you know you're doing a long race, to save the tires. You know, go around and save the tires, have the tires come in that later half of the run. Well, when you're up in front, you know, you have all that, you know, I don't want to say peer pressure, but you have all that pressure behind you. You got to hit those fast laps. You got to hit those fast times. Whenever your tires start going away and dissolving, and these guys can't stop the tires. I think that's probably one of the most interesting and cool factors in this whole league, is that these guys can't stop for tires. So if they over-rotate the cars, spin the tires, you know, if they get spin or crash or whatever, these are the tires you have to deal with. You can't change your tires. So, you know, it's very interesting to see what's going on and how these guys are handling. And looking at this back half of the field, I believe this is from position 10th on back in this frame. You know, they are legit on top of each other, pushing each other. You know, it's very interesting watching and seeing these SK Modifieds.
Well, to your point, I mean, like you said, this is probably one of, if not the first, long-distance race they've done with these SK Modifieds. Now, during the last update, they redid a lot of the front ends on a lot of the oval cars. They pretty much, like you said earlier, completely overhauled everything. They haven't really done much to the tire model itself, but with the front end geometry and everything, especially dealing with the camber issues, you know, they've done a lot of different things with this car. A couple of people still behind the 8 ball on figuring it out, and I mean, they're throwing down back here. Everybody else is pretty much single file, you know, but back here, 10th on back, door to door, you know, just amazing action. But turn our attention back towards the front. I'm pretty sure if they have communications going on, that 31 car has the Jaws theme music playing in his head. That 98 has been all over the back of that 31 car the entire run here. I mean, we've seen him as close as less than a tenth of a second, all the way back to 0.3 of a second. That time at the line, 1.40 seconds behind, and he's taking a higher line. Now, he may be saving a little bit of tire right there, because if I'm not mistaken, Five Flags is a progressively banked track until you hit where that hash mark is, and then it kind of turns into a shelf up there. So he's able to keep up with this 31, who is riding that white line as close as he can get that left front tire to, compared to the 98, who's running about a half a lane up. And then once the 98 comes down to the 31's lane, it's like he's hitting warp speed, well, warp drive, and just getting right back up to that back bumper, that 31. So J.R. Shepherd definitely saving something for the back half of this race, or the last quarter of the race, as we have just completed lap 66 on this evening. And then looking back, I mean, we got side by side with the 00 in the 69 of Holcomb and Shinosky, and the 00 to the inside going to take over that 5th position coming out of turn number 4. So he's been sitting back there minding his business, being patient, and it's paid off as he's now into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Started in 13th, so probably one of, if not the biggest mover of this race so far.
Yeah, it's, one of the big things that iRacing has, which I think any iRacing member can agree on, is that these tracks are alive. When we say that, it's because we have the dynamicy of the track. You have the, I wish we could show you the different heat temperatures of one lane to another. So, right now, it pretty much looks like everyone's trying to take that bottom lane. Maybe some of them are taking that higher exit and entries, but mostly everyone's taking that bottom lane going all the way around the track. So, as anyone knows in racing, and when you do anything, when you put more friction onto the track over and over and over again, the bottom lane gets warmer. Well, these guys are on 70-lap tires. We see it in NASCAR all the time. When you get to that point, you try to move around to see where you can find that extra speed. And right now, I think we're going to see that JR is going to just have that slingshot of a move for this lead back, as he's already on his bumper. I think he might have hit the bumper of Mike a few times.
Yeah, he's being very, very patiently aggressive, if you will. I mean, like I said earlier, he's found something in this car to where he can just slingshot off of these turns. And the 31, he's putting up a really good fight. I mean, they haven't really lost any time to the rest of the competitors here. From third on back, the 17 car has picked up a couple of tenths, but nothing major, as next time by, we're going to have 25 laps to go. So the 31, he's definitely got to hold off that 98 if he wants to take home the first checkered flag of the 3rd season of the 2018 calendar year. But, I mean, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it. I mean, this 98 shown a lot of speed throughout the entire evening here. And these guys have been pretty much, green flag racing for a solid 20, almost 30 minutes now. So, he's going to have to maybe bank on a mistake from that 31, or he's going to have to use that chrome horn to get around him.
Well, if you look back and you look at Ben and at 17, there was a little bit, there was over a 2.5 second gap, and now there's a 1.6, 1.5 that last time by. So that that 3rd through 5th is actually catching them. The big question is, are they going to be able to catch them in time to do anything, or did they kind of wait too long to make that aggressive passes and start making those aggressive moves? But right now, it's going to be JR's race, I think. You're going to see that bottom lane and how Mike's been driving it is going to hurt him in a little bit. I'm going to see JR take that top side, or he's going to just put his nose underneath and walk away.
Yeah, I'm more thinking a little bit more of some rhinoplasty, aka a nose job, between the 98 and the 31. But I Here we go. He's got a really good run. He's going to look to the inside. Battle is on for the race lead. The 98 of Shepard. He's there. The 31 just going to have to surrender that position over. Now can he keep up with this 98 as he's tried to crossover out of 4. Back side by side with that 98. Holloway trying to keep that top spot as Shepard led that last lap. But Shepard on that high side, he's been a force to reckon with here all evening long. And with less than 20 laps to go, the gloves are off. Can that 31 maintain? I mean, he's sitting there. He's putting on a good fight. But every lap, he just seems to creep back further and further on that left-hand side of that 98 cars. He has a great run off of turn number 4. 31. Holloway gets the lead at the line by 9/1000ths of a second.
As he goes back underneath, trying to get that pass done. He's going to get it done. Now it's going to be reverse. Can Mike run and get that high side to work? Or is he have to fall back and we're going to do not slide jobs, passovers all until the check finish line. But with all this going on, look who's right behind him. Look at Ben in that 17 as he's just waiting for these guys to maybe make a little bit of contact and slide straight on through.
31 now back to the bottom of the racetrack here. Battle still on for the race lead, closing in on 10 laps to go. We got 15 left to run here. The 98 of Shepard, he's still fighting hard on that top side. He may be using up a little bit too much of his stuff here. It's a 17 now. He's knocking on the door back there, throwing his hat into the ring. Third place has finally caught our race leaders, and this side-by-side racing is exactly what he wants to see as of right now. But he wants them to get single file real quick so he can try and get a nose in. He's going to try and get to the inside of that 98 car. Not going to be able to do it. Out of turn number 2, down the back straight away we go. Sonny D on the bottom. You have the, I believe that's a motorcraft scheme for that 98 machine. And these boys are just battling it out tooth and nail. 31 peeked under the white line a little bit with that left-hand side of that machine. But, I mean, Shepard definitely showing why he was series champion just last season and putting on a great drive here. Holloway, the dominant car so far tonight. He has finally cleared that 98. Now the 17 of Izinga, and Shepard are doing battle back here for second as Izinga looks like he's going to slide up in front of the 98. There goes the 98 back to the bottom of the racetrack, getting back underneath that green machine in that 17. Shepard almost into the left-hand side of that 17 car as well. Through 3 and 4 they go. Very close coming out of turn number 4. It looks like that 98 is getting a little loose there on exit. Less than 10 laps to go.
Right now, this is what Holloway wanted to see. He wanted to see that all that distance and battle has came to something. But, ooh, look at that 17 of his thing go around hitting Shepard. You know, he's saying that, dude, I'm faster. I have the better tire. But right now, they're just taking that bottom lane, taking everything they can so he doesn't get past. But right now, Holloway is pulling from Shepard. But that 17, he's right there. But if there was at least 20 more laps to go, I think we would see 4th and 5th join in the mix.
Yeah, I think we would too. But right now, coming to the start-finish line at 31, gets past the 6 car of Kurt Smith, who looks like he may have blown a motor. It might have been some contact between him and the 44, as Harn is very slow. First car lap down is at 6 now, with 6 laps to go to 31. He's got the race lead as of right now. The 98 car, though, closing that gap along with that 17 machine. With 5 laps to go, less than 3/10 of a second separate first and second here at 5 Flags. It's going to be down to the wire. Did the 98 go ahead and play his hand too early? Or can he get back up there and battle for that race lead once again? Running out of time, though, is J.R. Shepard. A great race between those top 2, and then you bring Izinga into the mix, and you make it an even better race. We have 3 laps to run here at 5 Flags. Holloway has that 98 painted all over the back bumper. Shepard looking to the inside here as they head into turn number 3. Not going to do it. He's going to stick on that high side, break a little early, get a good run off of turn number 4 with 2 laps to go. Will we see this finishing or this order in the grid as we come across the checkered flag here in 1.5 laps? I don't know, but the 31 Holloway, he just needs one more lap to win here. White flag is out for the first race of this season, number 3 of the 2018 calendar year. The 31 of Mike Holloway looks like it is signed, sealed, and delivered. The Sunny D, number 31, comes off of turn number 4 to the checkered flag. He's going to win here at 5 flags.
Wow. I think that's all we can say is wow on that. That was, these guys, those top 3 put a great race on from lap 30 on. That was awesome.
Yeah, just a good showing out there. Only 2 cautions here tonight, both for spins there in turn number 4. But the 31, actually, he missed victory lane by a little bit. Go ahead and hit that thing in reverse. Oh. He's just going to go ahead and get on out of there. Mike Holloway, your race winner here tonight. Starts the season off very strong. J.R. Shepard, the 98 car, going to bring it home in 2nd position. So a great start to his season as well. Ben Azinga going to come home in 3rd. Mike Shanowski, definitely the hard charger for the race. Up 9 positions from 13th to 4th as he came across the checkered flag. The 23, Brian Den, rounds out your top 5. Charles Lahr, Todd Liston, Mike Allen, John Holcomb, and Lowell Jewell, excuse me, rounds out your top 10. Kenny Kibbe brings it home in 11th. 12th goes to Jay Harnd, Donnie Moore in 13th, and Kurt Smith, the only car a lap down, in the 14th position. So, I mean, how's it feel to do an oval asphalt race there, Dylan?
It's a different place of scenery and racing, but it definitely shows that these guys can do both sides of racing, and it's good to see. You know, it's kind of being from New York. These SK modifies, well, the modifies in general are very known if it's the oval and or the dirt. So it's cool to see these guys come out here and do that, and it's gonna be a fun next 12 weeks.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and bring in our 3rd place finisher. I've been butchering his name probably the whole entire time here, but the 17 of Ben Azinga. Congratulations on your top 3 there. How you doing tonight?
I'm okay. A little bit better with the top 3.
Well, have I been butchering your name all night?
It's not that bad, but I'm not going to tell you what the right answer is yet.
Oh man. Well, I got a multiple choice question at the end of this test, correct?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple shots at
it. All right. Well, I mean, you started 9th on the grid, had to make your way through the field. Tell us how the car was here at 5 Flags tonight.
It was very stable. Near the end of the race, I wasn't getting all the way out of the gas at all. I was getting about a quarter throttle into the turn. Yeah, I was just on rails all night. It was crazy.
Well, I mean, definitely. We kind of saw you taking a little bit of an unconventional line on entries into 1 and 3. You kind of were staying about a half lane off of the bottom of the racetrack. Do you think that helped you out and saved that right front tire for the end of this race?
I don't really know. I didn't really notice a difference. I just kind of run like that because that's how I learned to race this track with the super late model, just kind of entering really low. In 3 and 4, I used to use the apron, so that's why I entered that low, but it's not really necessary with these cars, so I guess it's just kind of a habit.
All right. Well, I mean, a great way to start off this season here tonight. Congratulations on the top 3. You got any thank yous, any shout outs you want to do before we let you go here?
Yeah, thanks to Level for running the league. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting.
All right. 10-4, short, sweet, and to the point. Now, about that last name.
Take a guess.
I've been saying Izinga.
Okay, it's Izinga.
Izinga, okay. So it's just a different vowel sound. All right, I got you.
Yeah, wasn't that bad.
All right, well, I wish you luck on the rest of the season. Hopefully we see you up in the booth a couple more times.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, 17, 3rd place finisher, Ben Izinga. Now we're going to get into our 2nd place finisher, the 98, J.R. Shepard. I don't have to ask him how to say his last name, hopefully. But congratulations, the top 2. It just seemed like from about lap 50 on, you were just almost toying with the 31. You were pulling up to his back bumper and then letting off, running a little bit higher in the turns. And then right there, when you went to go and pull your move, it just looked like he just had just a little bit more than you did. So tell us what was happening there.
Yeah, I think early in the race, me and Mike were really just trying to do the best we could to save our tires and equipment and be a little bit conservative there, but at the same time pull away from everybody because we really wanted to get a gap there. And yeah, these cars, especially since the last build, have become big momentum cars. So you go to make a pass on somebody, and you might be able to do it, but you can't get up off the corner. So if they're smart and back off a little bit, they're able to get back under you and get by you before you get to the next corner. And that's kind of what was happening. But it's a lot of fun racing with Mike. I think he showed how great of a driver he is there tonight. We ran, I don't know how many laps side by side, and we never even made contact. So great win by him.
Yeah, it was definitely an impressive run out of both of you and that 31 machine. I mean, just class of the field. And then once y'all started battling, you had that 17 start to fill up your mirror there. Were you worried about him trying to get in there and maybe get you off your groove, or what were you thinking towards that part of the race?
Yeah, for sure. I saw him coming. We were definitely running slower side by side, and I knew he was catching us. And once he got there, I tried everything I could to make the outside line work. And really, you can only make your tires work out there for 3 or 4 laps, and then after that, you just started pushing real bad off the corner. So yeah, he had me worried. And then once he got by, I knew I had to make a move quick on him to get back and try to do something with Mike. But just ran out of time at the end of the race to try to make a move.
Well, it was definitely a joy to watch up here in the booth. Hopefully, the guys out there on the YouTube thought so as well. But again, congratulations on your runner-up finish here at Five Flags. Got any thank yous, any shout-outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, give a shout out to Low Jewel, the Bootleg Racing League, for putting this together, allowing us to run each and every week. Obviously, have a good group of guys. We had a long green flag run there, so it takes a lot of driving and talent to do that. So yeah, good job by everybody, and hey, we're glad to have you guys on board this season.
I will appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you back in the booth in a couple, in maybe a couple of weeks out of the next 10 or so.
Yep. Hey, sounds good, guys.
All right, 10-4. Well, congratulations goes out to that 98 of J.R. Shepard, of course, last year's champion. But we're going to be in the now right now and bring in our race winner to 31 of Mike Holloway. Congratulations on taking home to checker flag tonight. How you feeling about that?
Well, Ben, this is my first one in quite a long time. I feel pretty good.
Oh, that's awesome. And to come here at Five Flag Speedway definitely puts an extra notch in your belt as well. I mean, you and JR put on a show for the fans out there. I mean, tell us how it was racing against him there when y'all started getting side by side with about 20 or so to go.
Well, JR is just so smooth and fast. I knew he'd be coming at me as we got closer to the end, so I did everything I could to try to save a little bit so that when he did make his charge, I'd have a little bit left. And lo and behold, it seemed to work, and we kept swapping the lead, and I was just kind of doing the whole shoe fly go away thing, but he just won't give up.
Well, I mean, that was very, very impressive racing here. It's been a while since I've gotten to call an asphalt race, and I'm glad that this one turned out the way it did. A lot of good racing throughout the whole field. But, you started out in 5th on the bottom of the racetrack. Definitely helped you out in the beginning of the race. But were you doing anything extra to try and save your equipment for the back half of the race? What is the game plan coming into one of these 100-lappers?
Well, tire management's key. I mean, especially the way the build is right now, the outside's just really not going to come in for you. So you're not going to get anything up there. And you just got to really work on saving the tires. But the problem here is with these guys, there's a lot of fast guys here. So it's hard to save and be fast. So you got to just kind of find that balance there. And, I tried different lines. I switched it up lap to lap to lap till I found something I was really comfortable with, and then kind of setting a rhythm there.
Well, definitely worked out for you in the end there. Good old nice checker flag to take home. and you know, mount on your wall or something. You know, do you on that.
Yeah, right.
So, before I let you get out of here and start popping them bottles of Sunny D, you got any thank yous, any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
I just got to thank Lowell for a fun place to race here. I love it here, and big thanks to JR for running me clean there. He always does. I love racing with that guy, and it's always fun racing with him.
Awesome. Well, congratulations once again goes out to you on the race win, and good luck on the rest of the season. We hope to see you back up here in the booth sometime.
All right, appreciate it now.
All right, and that was our race winner, the 31 of Mike Holloway. I have a feeling we're going to see him a lot in the booth, as well as J.R. Shepard and Ben Izinga as the weeks progress here in season number 3. So again, Dylan, I mean, anything you want to add to the end of this?
Oh, I just can't wait to see how this all going to play out at the end of the season and how everything goes. Because tonight was just an amazing night to see, and it's definitely going to be a lot of fun calling these races for the next 11 weeks.
All right. Well, you heard it there. I definitely had an awesome time out here. Five Flags always puts on a good show, so great place to hold the season opener. Next week, we're going to be live here at 9 o'clock on Off Camber TV for, let's see, actually we are off next weekend, so we will be back on July the 7th for racing from Myrtle Beach Speedway, another 100-lap race with the SK Modifieds with the Outlaw Modified Series, powered by the Bootleg Racing League. So got to thank them for bringing us on board this season as well. And for Dylan and myself, we are OCTV, and we will see y'all 2 Saturdays from now.